Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Battle Brothers. So the screen probably looks a little bit weird, and the reason for that is that I was so, out of it after I got done recording and editing and all the rest. The last episode that I deleted the vocal recording for it, rather stupidly. Fortunately, I still have the actual video that I was going to make the two-part episode out of. So I'm just gonna record over that and, talk about what's happening. So right now we are just after, I'm pretty sure this is where I ended the last episode. We've just leveled everyone up, we just had that big battle with the brigands, and we're going to continue on our way to Eisengrab. Unfortunately, I don't think we get very far before, I don't know. Ah, here we go. Here's the other brigands. So yeah, some more brigands show up. At this point, the company's in a pretty bad state. I don't really want to take this fight, but I don't want to back out of the contract either, because we really need the money. So here we've got the basic setup. They don't have any ranged weapons, which is pretty nice. Okay, the two cursors thing is going to get confusing, so I'll just ditch that. And I decided to just play it defensively. We'll wait for them to come to us. We'll hit them with some arrows on the way. Unfortunately, we've only got the one archer now, because two of our archers died in the last fight. So we're kind of stuck with just one bow. And we don't have any crossbows, which is a shame, because those brigands actually are quite well equipped. And they have, you can see on the right over there, they've got a guy with a long axe, which is quite problematic, because those things are dangerous, and also reach weapons. So we're going to have to deal with that pretty sharpish, and this, I think, is where I make, honestly, a pretty big mistake. Where is it? Oh no, it's going to be in a little bit. Sorry, I'm trying to remember what exactly I do here. I'm not used to talking over watching myself having done something in the past. Usually I'm talking as I'm doing it. So at this point, I'm trying to determine whether it would be better to step forward or to stay where I am. And in the end, I choose to step forward, I'm pretty sure. A little bit of, thought going on here. Yeah, in the end I decide to close the gap to try and, well, mainly I want to use that bush that's in the center there as a kind of anchor for my line. And also I want to close the distance with the long axe guy before he can do any serious damage. Honestly, looking back at it, I'm not really sure whether this was the best choice. Maybe I would have been better off waiting and letting them close in a little bit before I did this. I do manage to get up to the long axe guy without any trouble, because there was no protecting him at that point. So that wasn't a major difficulty. It's just that now I'm kind of positioned weirdly. I'm not in a line. My archer and my reach weapons are back and have to move forward to catch up with me. And, it's kind of hard to say. Maybe this would have gone better had I not done that. We do get up to the long axe guy. We get him nicely surrounded. There's no one there to stop us from beating the shit out of him. Unfortunately, this entire battle we have a serious accuracy problem. Like, people just missing attacks constantly. Caravan hands moving up, doing their caravan handly things. Can I make this HUD go away? Playing mini mode. No, that's not what I... Okay, whatever. I'll play around with those later. We get our pike up, but unfortunately, because he had to move up 2 spaces to catch up to the rest of the group, he is unable to do anything this turn. He is in a great spot, though. If you look, he can hit pretty much everywhere that I'm fighting someone right now. There's only a couple spaces he can't cover along our line. And those are actually covered by our pitchfork, so that's a pretty nice spot for the pike. Unfortunately, he doesn't really do a whole lot with it. He ends up not really hitting a whole lot of attacks this battle. Brigands are moving up to try and stop me from getting their long axe guy. My archer is now basically unable to shoot anybody. I need to move him somewhere else, and I opt to move him somewhere. I think I move him down south. Maybe? Yeah, there we go. I'm moving him down to the south side so I can try and get a better angle on those 3. Because bringing him up to the front would just put him in reach of the long axe if I tried to do that. So, we're going to focus on the long axe because he's pretty much the most dangerous thing they have on the field, with the exception of maybe that guy at the bottom with the kite shield and the flail. Brigand manages to close the gap, but he takes a nasty wound doing it. Yeah, see, that's what I was. This is what I was really concerned about with the long axe, is that they do the one hit shield break. They're very dangerous, and I really wanted to get rid of him before he did that. Unfortunately, he got it off before I could get him out of action. And the flail guy is closing in on the south side, which is also a big problem because he is very well equipped, and we are having a hard time getting through that brigand's mail, unfortunately. We land a couple hits, but they don't really do much. And then we just try and target some of the other less well-equipped guys. Pitchfork guy, you'll see we're going for a 52% hit chance, misses. We're basically focusing our, the pitchfork focuses on the guy without a shield for a while, because the other two are just basically impossible to hit with pitchforks as they are. Henrik just plays defensively. He is quite badly beat up from the last fight, and he is in no shape to be going out on these guys. So he basically just sits there and waits, and I'm using him pretty much to try and keep them busy while I clear up some of the other brigands with my better conditioned soldiers. Caravan hands continue doing nothing, as they are wont to do. And then the turn starts again, the caravan hands continue doing nothing. There we go. The brigand at the back with the throwing axes continues trying to throw into melee. He lands one on Vander. Doesn't really get much out of it though, misses the other one. The long axe guy swaps places, which really annoyed me at the time, because I was like, there was no way I was going to get that same situation where I had 3 people attacking him at once again, and I really needed him dead. Can get a good attempt with the pike, sorry. Unfortunately, it doesn't go anywhere. Flail guy is, yeah, flail guy does that. Flails are quite dangerous when you're reliant on shields, as I am with my kind of low armor. Flails and two-handed axes are really dangerous. Hakon getting some work done with the ancient spear as always, and Gerhardt almost manages to bring down the long axe guy, but doesn't quite. Hans fighting the Spriggan Raider. See, we got a lot of misses going on around here, and then the long axe guy swaps out again and kills Hans in one shot. Or Gerhardt. Gerhardt? I thought that was Hans. Who is Hans? Whatever. I can't really check right now because I can't bring the cursor over people, obviously. Hakon the Troubadour. Now fighting like 3 people on his own. Caravan hands continuing to just stand there, not really doing a whole lot. Caravan hands do put some work in later in this fight, but they're not doing a whole lot. Yeah, I think we've got, at this point, we've got one person injured, like badly injured. Like we got someone, what is the actual term? Someone got knocked out and someone else is dead. Sigurd, gonna try and help out. Is he gonna go for? Probably that guy up there. No? Oh no, I went for the guy with the mail there, who's fighting Hakon. Horik, our archer, is not really in a place to get a good shot on anyone, unfortunately, just because the only guy who's not obstructed by someone else has a kite shield. Brigand Raider uses his last throwing axe and then does nothing. Yeah, the kite shield and flail guy closes into our archer, which is a serious problem. Unfortunately, I don't really have anyone spare to send to deal with that, so we are kind of relying on the caravan hands to help us. Hakon almost kills the guy with the falchion and mail, but doesn't quite get it. We do manage to clear up one of the brigands up in the north, which is good. Here's Hans. And Hans is now going to try and break this guy's shield. Okay, and this brigand is trying to fight Hakon, who is doing quite well for himself, even though he's fighting 2 people. Oh, and there we landed a nasty hit on him with the falchion. Long axe guy uses recover, gets all of his fatigue back. That's a problem. Caravan hands continue doing nothing. Oh, no, caravan hands are fighting the kite shield guy for what it's worth. Yep, there we go. They're all kind of closing in now. Now that there's a more serious threat going on. This guy's going around because he can't actually get through the lines to get to the fight. That guy can, though. He's just swapping to the front. And our pike. We're going to try and hit the falchion guy again, I think. He's our best bet. Yep, there we go. No luck there. Yeah, Sigurd's having terrible accuracy this fight. And flail guy's trying to beat up a caravan hand and doing quite a good job of it. Long axe lands a nasty hit on Hans there. Pitchfork Yeah, there we go. Gets a kill. Finally, one of our reach weapons lands a hit. Caravan Hand continues trying to get through the kite shield. Doesn't really get it. Horik now needs to pull out his dagger because he's stuck in melee. There's not even a good way for him to back out of this. Not that he gets a whole lot done there. That guy gets out a short sword, which is I'm not super concerned about. Short swords they're good as backup weapons in that they're light, but they're not really that threatening. And Sigurd now tries to get around and get in contact with the long axe guy, who now is basically trapped in that melee. He's not going to be able to get away from a guy with a spear, and he can't swap because that'll just put him next to Hans. Hans is almost broken this guy's shield, but he runs out of fatigue, and this Brigand Raider kills the Caravan Hand with his short sword. Long axe guy takes a swipe at Hans and misses. And now, what is Sigurd going to do? Well, we've got a 20% on that guy and a 12% on that guy, so I'm probably going to take the 20. Yep, there we go. No luck, though. Caravan Hand actually manages to get that guy bleeding through all his armor and shield, which is quite impressive. Pitchfork is probably going to go for... Yep, we're going to try and wear down that raider with the flail and the kite shield. Although he's going to be a long time dying. He's now trying to kill our archer, which I don't really appreciate. But we don't really have a way to stop him, is the issue. Oh, yep, Hans goes down. He is unconscious, but not necessarily dead just yet. Although that does leave our pike exposed. And Hakon is still trying to fight this Brigand Raider. Sigurd finally manages to take down that long axe. And Hakon is, he's safe for now. He's beat up, but he's okay. Caravan Hands are moving in to do something. I don't really know what the Caravan Hands are doing. Our pike's going to take a stab at that guy. Not quite land it. Pitchfork, going to keep going for that flail and shield guy. Not getting anywhere on that. This guy closes in to Sigurd, which is unfortunate, because again, we don't really have anyone in position to stop that. Caravan Hands are continuing to try and kill the flail guy. Not really getting anywhere. Hakon is going to keep going for this guy he's fighting. There we go, who is now fleeing. So Hakon has pretty much won that fight. It's unlikely that guy's going to be able to get away. And Sigurd manages to get in behind the guy who's fighting Sigurd. Horik still trying to beat this guy with the flail. Not really getting anywhere. Horik dies. And that guy actually is getting away. Alright, there you go. I have no real interest in chasing him down because I'm kind of busy with other stuff right now. So we're down to 2 brigands who are still fighting, basically. Unfortunately, they're both shielded and armored, which makes this fight kind of tricky. Especially as I don't really have a way to break their shields anymore, since I think all of my hatchets are down at this point. Hakon is going to close in on the guy with the kite shield. There we go. Get him surrounded. Unfortunately, he's in, he's not really at risk of breaking right now. Oof. That riposte is quite dangerous. Caravan Hands continuing to do not really much. I guess they're keeping that guy busy at least. Oh, there we go. They took him down. And the other brigand recovered and is just kind of leaving. Which is reasonable. Everybody's kind of dead. So we've got this one Brigand Raider left who is currently fighting everybody and doing a pretty damn good job of it. Sigurd missing again. Which is a shame. Sigurd was doing really well in the last fight, and now he's just doing not that well. Alright, now Hakon joins the fight. Getting in there. And he does not have a hatchet, which I checked. I don't think Sigurd does either. No, they both have falchions. Which would be good if, he didn't have a shield. So I think what are we doing? We're just waiting here. Waiting to build up some fatigue here. Caravan Hands are back to defending their donkeys, which is reasonable. Not really, they could step into this fight, but they're not really equipped for it. They're not doing anything. Alright, take a pitchfork stab. There we go, landed a hit, that's good. Caravan Hands. Pike. This is risky. Yep, the riposte just made Sigurd start fleeing. So now we kind of have to kill this guy before Sigurd's turn rolls around again, because if Sigurd tries to retreat, he is going to probably get killed. Unfortunately, we are not actually able to, hit him. There we go. We managed to break his shield with a good spear hit. So we're in a much better place now. Caravan Hands. That brigand's just leaving. He's not going to join the fight anymore. Okay. Caravan hands again. Alright, so Sigurd is after everybody else, which means we've actually got a decent chance of maybe bringing this guy down before Sigurd goes. So we basically just have everybody just stab the shit out of him right now. Try and break through his defenses. There we go. Landed a good hit. And second one missed. Okay, he's just taking a stab there, going into riposte mode. There we go, good hit. Unfortunately, he's wearing mail, and there goes Sigurd. He's down, and our pitchfork is now fleeing. Our two frontline guys are still in the fight, but the pitchfork's running away, which is unfortunate, because we really need everyone we can get at this point. Caravan hands are not joining in. Hakon, weapon in poor condition. His spear is actually breaking because of how long this fight's been going on, and it doesn't really matter, because he's now dead. So we're down to two guys who are retreating, and one brigand who is going off to have words with the donkeys by the carts, I suppose. Caravan hands are doing nothing about this because, frankly, that brigand guy is kind of scary. Here we go. Sigurd rejoins the fight. He's going to go try and chase that guy down, which may be unwise, but the brigands decide he doesn't want to fight anymore, and I decide I also don't want to fight anymore. So, we lost 5 people there, and Hans is now pretty badly injured. Sigurd and Vander the Understudy both got levels, which is fine. We did get a bunch of equipment out of it, including the long axe, which is quite nice. That'll be a good thing to have once I have, more people in the party to actually wield it. But that's that. And now it is time to continue heading on to Eisengrab, because, oh man, this is a rough one. Okay, during camp, Hans comes into your tent and shows up an old wound. He speaks excitedly. Is that a miracle or what? The injury is healed almost completely. You tell the man that he's made of hardier things and the gods had nothing to do with it. He nods. Yeah, I know, but it'd be nice if they were looking out for me too, just in case. Hans no longer suffers from split hand. Alright, we make it to Eisengrab, we get our 1,320 crowns, and Eisengrab is now well supplied. And this is pretty much where I call it, because frankly, I've been recording for an hour at this point, and I'm pretty tired. But yeah, that was that. We lost 2/3 of the company in that little excursion there, but we did get 1,300 crowns, so, could have been a good trade, I guess. Anyways, that was all for today, so thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.